doesn't close all night. When it swells, we're stuck inside the door and we have to push the door to get inside. Not to mention the steps. But when you go, that's as far as the door goes. When I go inside and I close the door because there is no handle here. When I go in and I close the door, if it rains, we're basically stuck inside the home. We got to like literally push our way out. So if it was a fire or something, we would have an issue with coming inside the home. This is 67.5 Bellevue Avenue in Trenton, New Jersey. This is the living area when you first come in. The issues in the first area along through the whole house for the most part is the bones of the house. It's a very nice house, but it needs to have money put into it. This house was empty for a long time. So as you can see, these things, the walls are crumbling around me, literally. And every day I sweep through here and I guess like, I don't know. It's just, this is what comes out of that. This is the dining area. My stuff is still packed here because I never wanted to take it off. I have reached out to the landlord about rodent infestation. I don't have roaches, but I do have mice, which is around the city, of course, I'm sure. But this is all my belongings that we're not using in our personal spaces. And this is because I can't afford to go back and wash all these clothes and things like that in order to be able to live comfortably. I've been here since November 22nd of 2024. I moved in 20 minutes after the inspection was completed. I was waiting outside for this inspection to complete because it had been pushed back a few times. This is basically where I've been at a standstill. This is all me and my kids' belongings. Furniture was refused because I could not bring it inside the home. This is the fireplace. It's nothing major, but as you can see, I was promised new things to repair things, and because I was sick at the time from having my right kidney removed, and it was a time crunch because of the previous home that I lived in, where I called Mercer from, also having the same issues. Honestly, I took what I could take. Unfortunately, as we go inside this middle room is just a middle room we've never been able to do anything with because it's hot. There's no circulation inside this room. I have not been able to put anything in this room. This is the only window that I have. It's stuck open, just to let you know. I tried to put curtains up to make it look like something. As you can see, this is my window.
But
even in the winter, I couldn't close it. Once I got it open, I couldn't close it. If I try to close it, it's gonna break. As you can see, nothing's aligned, nothing's put in. Also, if you look along all the walls as we're gonna walk through this house, you're gonna see all the walls have separated from the walls. All of this. I can't put nails in the windows. I can't put real curtains up. That's why I had to use the curtains the way they are now, so I can put them on a hook. Because the quality of the windows, if I bang the windows, they're gonna shatter. Now we go through my kitchen, which is where I spend most of my time at because I'm sick and I'll be home. As you can see, the floors are caving in. They're crumbling. You can't see from the camera, of course, but as you're walking through, you can feel the floor lose stability throughout the floor. I mop this floor every day, 4 or 5 times a day, because I have a dog, and because it's hot in here. And with it being hot, my trash continues to spoil. So I'm constantly taking out trash and everything. Let's remove this curtain here. Like I said, I tried to put curtains up. I tried to make it as homely as I could while I waited for this gentleman to help me, or to do what he said he was going to do when I moved in. Here we are. Bars on the windows. I don't know what this is here. The window closes, but everything crumbles when the window closes. I can't afford to have the window not open, but that's only one window. I cannot open the other window. I don't know what in here. I had to put all my breads and stuff in buckets because between the rodents and the kitchen spoiling, this is what I'm dealing with. Once again, I'll say I've been here since November 22nd. And since November 22nd, this is the way everything has been. No, that's why I moved everything in front of here since I couldn't use it. But as you can see, this runs up the whole outside of the home through the windows. My son can't even sleep in his room anymore. And the windows, we'll see that when we go upstairs. There's so much more to that, but as you can see. Now, mind you, I moved in on November 22nd, 2024. We did a walkthrough that day. In that walkthrough, there was quite a few things that needed to be fixed. He agreed to fix it. The landlord that I have now, he came across as if he was the owner. But now I'm understanding because of the new eviction papers that I received a couple of days ago, it's a shell company, as usual. And then everybody acts like they know nothing about the shell company. So as you come up the steps, you'll see that the walls are crumbling. All up the steps. There's nothing there. There's no borders there. There's no borders there. There's no, like, you ain't do nothing. You're just moving in. If you see the walls, this is the way the walls were when I came in. I asked for the walls to be painted. I asked for them to do something because panel holds rodents. But I was told don't speak to the maintenance man because I don't pay him. So when he come to my house, he told him I couldn't talk to him while he's in the house. I put the maintenance man out. So since I can't talk to you, you get out. That's how I felt. My son does not sleep in his room. He's been in my room for 3 months now. Yesterday, I took the leaves off the windows, okay? Because it was so hot in the house. The circulation of the house, it was just bad. It was just bad. We come back here, this window was letting so much air in it. So I asked them to come fix the windows. See the air? The whole window shakes, everything. So when he came out, he sent the same maintenance man he told me don't talk to. And they proceeded to put this here. That was what their solution was. Right? Okay. So that's what we did for the winter. When I first moved here, the doorknob was chewed off. My son is autistic. I asked them to please come fix the doorknob because it was shattered. I have all the pictures. I just got to get them all together for you guys. This was just put in maybe about 3 months ago. Mind you, I've been here since November. So you can see the urgency in nothing. The urgency in nothing of the home. Let's go in the bathroom. Specifically, that I need to be able to take a bath after my post-op surgery. So he asked somebody to come out and glaze the tub, which is fine. But if you see, no matter how much, my tub is clean, but if you see, no matter how much I do, this is what happens. Every time. This tub is clean. This tub been clean. But this right here, I wipe that down, and this is what keeps coming up. The mold. Now, also, when I moved in, there was no toilet seat. I had to buy a toilet seat. But this right here, I told them that I have cancer and HS. I can't be around rust, mold, rodents, anything. This was supposed to be replaced. I wipe it down as much as I can, but this is a rust. There's nothing I can wipe down with that. Me spraying it just leaks the rust down on the floor. Now let's talk about this here, the floor. If you sit on the floor, I should have got that up before, but if you see the tiles, they're just all over the place. And the floor is falling in. 5 months, so I couldn't take a bath. I could take a shower, but we were taking a shower in a rusted tub. And I was standing in it. And my doctor's like, you can't be like that. Like, you know you can't be like that. In my room, let's go to the windows and the walls. This is what was really important. So during last winter, when we were having all those storms and stuff, I was in here with no heat. This is the way I lived. Well, they got it caught now, but this is the way I lived the whole winter. See this? All of that. My fingers, all of that. So when the windows blow, when the wind blow, all of this. The whole room. Heat was on 90. Full winter. Every month my bill was $800. Every bill. Every month. Every month. I call and talk to this man. He talked to me like I'm trash. When I walked in at the inspection, this is where I wanted to show you guys in particular. This window is stuck open. Thank God it could fit the air conditioning, because if I move this window, everything in there broke. It fell one day and everything shattered inside the window. The middle one doesn't open. So this right here is the best part of everything. So if you take a look down there first, this is the repercussions of this. So when I came in 20 minutes after the inspection came through, we did the walkthrough, and I told him, I said, you know, y'all got to do something about that. Oh, we're going to do something about that. We just want to get you in, like he was doing me a favor. He wasn't doing me a favor. He had me living like this. If you look behind the wall, this is what's behind this wall. This is what's behind all the walls in the house. Every time somebody rides by and does 80 miles per hour, the way they do out here, all of this crumbles. The rodents, they're behind the walls. Every time they move, this is what I get. Meanwhile, I'm going back and forth to doctor's appointments. I'm going, doing everything I need to do. If you look at the walls on the side, you look and see here, there's nothing there. My fingers are in there. Like literally my fingers are in there. All the way down to the bottom of the wall. My fingers are in there. There's nothing, they did nothing. Wet stains in the ceilings. Because the house needs a whole new roof. When I went down to inspections, this is the inspector who inspected the house. I went down to inspections to ask for a re-inspection. When I went down there, I asked them to please don't send the man who came and did the original inspection. The next day, the original man that did the inspection came in. He was a little perturbed with me because he did the original inspection. And I asked him, I said, well, were you the original person? Because I asked that they not send you. Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out. I said, you can leave. You don't got to do it at all. Clearly, when you came in here the first time, you didn't do your job. And all I was coming down here to do was to ask y'all to please do your job. I've been in 3 homes in the city of Trenton, and the first 2, one is cancer. I contracted cancer. I have double kidney cancer. The one that I moved out of at 112 Old Rose, I contracted MRSA. Didn't even know I had it in the house with my 5 kids. And all those times I've been to City Hall to ask them to do what they need to do as far as inspection is concerned. And all 3 times they failed me. I've given up all these security deposits. The landlords don't give you your security deposit back. The landlord that I have now, every time he gets mad at me, he does something like devious. So he called my renter's insurance company and told them that I won't leave my renter's insurance because I don't pay my rent. I got help from Miss Ruth Carter for $800, and I have the emails to show. The $800 was supposed to come out of that month's rent. He wanted me to pay the $800 ahead of time. Because I didn't give him the $800 and I was waiting for Miss Ruth and them to give him the $800, he sent an email to Miss Ruth telling her about my personal business. Well, she haven't paid her rent. She's short on her rent, and he just bashed me the whole time. Like I said, when the maintenance man first started coming here, I asked the maintenance man about the windows because it was cold. The landlord told me that I don't pay the maintenance man. Don't speak to him when he comes here. I told the maintenance man, don't come back no more. There's no grown man walking through my house and I have a daughter, and you tell me I can't speak to him. I rented the property from All County Property Solutions. Apparently it's out Hamilton, so they say. But when I got my eviction papers are coming from Lillian Lee. Lillian Lee. I don't know who this lady is. That's not who I signed my lease with. That's not who I've been doing business with. Dan Goodman and the check from Ruth Carter was sent to a Heather Goodman. They may be property people. I'm not sure what's really going on in that case. But what I do know is the agreement is if you live somewhere, you pay your rent, you make the repairs, and you move on. There's no reason why $2,200 to live like this, and I'm sick. I don't deserve that. And I was working from home, but now I have a new cyst that has come on my right side where my kidney was, the little sliver of kidney that's left. I have a cyst. So now I'm out of work, and I'm waiting now to have IR draining, meaning I have to have a needle put inside my stomach. The house is always humid. It's always, the banisters are sticky. You can only clean and do but so much. And I've had this issue with all three of the houses. And inspectors have come out. 112 Old Rose. I lived there for 2 years. I called inspections out 3-4 times. We made meetings with the landlord to prove that they own the property. They never showed up. But then I received a court notice with Mr. Mooney's name on it, as always. Evicting me from the property with a $27,000 balance. Now, mind you, the city of Trenton inspections told me to stop paying that rent because we don't know who own it. Like, stop giving people your money. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be homeless. I'm about to have a surgery, you know. When I went to court by myself. I didn't have no documentation that y'all told me to stop paying that they don't really own this house and that Mr. Mooney in here doing crooked stuff. Y'all didn't say nothing about that. Y'all let me go in there by myself. So after this, after that, I got evicted. Mr. Mooney, I made him give me 30 days. At least I asked for 45 days. We said 30 after the judge didn't hear anything that we said, like they don't listen to anyone else any other time. I've been to eviction court many times, and I'm not ashamed to say, and it's because of landlords like this, but I have never been able to speak in landlord-tenant court. And I'm trying to figure out how. How is that possible that my opinion, the person who's living here, who's paying these bills, who's doing all this, and still being a single mother, you know, and still working and still having to take care of my family. Like, I'm the heart of my family. If something happens to me, my family is going to fall apart. We have taken a lot of losses these last few years. I'm all my family died. To find out I have cancer 7 years later from a home that I lived in before, that the city dropped the ball, and then now I'm sitting in a house with Mercer from another drop the ball situation, and then now I'm here. This landlord knew what I had been through, and he still took me through this. All I wanted was out of the, I wanted out. So my job put me on disability. I went out on disability on June 13th. I'm going to be permanent disability because I have to go on a kidney transplant. I reached out to Mr. Goodman and I told him about that. But I said, in the meantime, can you please handle the stuff around the house? No, you got to be out by the end of July. That's what he told me. Be out by the end of July and pay me $1,500. Because I told him, I said, I could try to pay the rent. I got $1,500 towards the rent. But if you're making me get out, why would I give you $1,500? What am I going to get out with? It's $1,500 to stay in the extended stay out boarding town. And I priced it because that's where me and my kids were going to go after this. I'm exhausted, child. So I went down to the inspections people for this house. I spoke with the desk people. They remember me from Old Rose. Asked to speak with the supervisor, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin comes out and he says to me, oh yeah, I remember you from Old Rose. Okay, so I'm here again. Y'all inspected and y'all approved another house that was unfit for me to live in. Yeah, all the time. So we get in this little room. He said, you want to come sit and talk? We go in this little room. He laughs and cracks jokes. So it's July 4th weekend. Me and my kids have plans. The landlord wants to now jump on the bandwagon. He's so anxious. So anxious. He's so anxious. He's sending me emails. They tried to cut out the other people off the email. I redid the email and added all them people back on the email. Because see, I'm business. And I have had my own business in Trenton for 20, you can sit there for like 20, 25 years. So it's not like I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know my rights. I know what they can and can't do. He bashes me so bad. The landlord. He bashed me to Ruth Carter. He bashed me to the inspections department. He called my insurance department to have my renter's insurance canceled out. We are allowing people who don't live here to come here and to destroy our city. After we went through this whole debacle on the email and stuff, I come outside my house and the landlord's outside my house. I said, why are you here, Dan? Why are you on my property? It's my property until it's given to you, turned back over to you guys. He's trying to put some letter on the door. I don't even know what the letter was, because the letter went straight in the garbage. Because the point is, I told you, and inspections, when I went to Mr. Martin, I went and sat with Mr. Martin and I let him know, I said, I requested a copy of the inspection that the inspector came out and did today with me, because he didn't do a real inspection. He was so mad and so angry that I'm going up against his initial inspection. There's no way. I've been here since November and I got walls crumbling. I'm not even that type of person. So Mr. Martin told me, why you just don't do what that man said? I said, what you mean do what that man said? He said, well, why he can't come there when you ain't there? I said, I got a pocket bully. Send him. They'll never make it out of my house. I promise you. And then y'all gonna go and call animal control. Y'all gonna have my dog put down because y'all somewhere y'all don't got no business being. It's July 4th weekend. You in a rush to do this now? You had 8 months to do this. I'm not gonna do this with y'all. Blocked everybody. I said, go get an eviction, and I want a copy of the inspection report. Mr. Martin tells me in the room, I just feel like you're being difficult. I got up and I walked out the room. He said, you don't want to talk? I said, talk to who? You're nobody. You're just here. You're just here. You're a token. They got you sitting here. And when that paperwork get done, your name is going on that paperwork with everybody else that's in this building. Please know that I'm not leaving any of you out. So while you think this is funny here, I promise you I'm not like the rest of the people that come in here complaining from y'all. I come from a good family. We got money. It's not about none of that. It's not about none of that. It's about the way y'all got people living. It's buildings in Trenton. It's a building down on Bellevue Avenue right now, right before Prospect Street on the right hand side. Those elderly people are living in a house, and the mice are eating through ketchup and mustard packets. They're eating through the cabinets and everything. When I put my post up, the amount of responses, the pictures, the cries for help. I can't help everybody, so all I can do is do this. That's all I can do is just talk and speak and tell my side, because they're not going to listen to people who are living in subsidized housing. They're not going to listen to people who are, getting assistance and stuff like that, because they're going to, label us as we're scum. Once you need help, then, you're not as important as the other people. I don't get any benefits from anywhere. Everything I pay for comes out of pocket. Car notes, car insurance, health insurance. Nothing is through the government. The city or the government don't give me nothing. So you can't use that against me. I see a lot of times people are scared. They're scared for me. They're like, you stepping into something that, can get very sticky. And like I told my kids, if anything happened to me, the city of Trenton did it. Just know, because I don't have no beef with nobody else. That's my only beef I got. But I can't sit down and just not say nothing. This is the third security. Another $3,500 down the drain. Because what I do is, I just get up and go get my money together, and I just move. What's the use of arguing and fighting with people? I always show up for court, because I don't want to not show up for court. But what's the use of showing up for court when you're battling Joseph Mooney? Joseph Mooney needs to be disbarred. The crookedness that is going on with Mr. Mooney inside that courthouse and that courtroom, when you go into eviction court, allegedly, that eviction court, when you go into there, is packed from the front to the back. There's nowhere to even sit when you go in there. You're literally piled up in a hallway. And when you go inside that courtroom and you sit down, we're sitting on top of each other. This is every day. And Mr. Mooney allegedly comes into court to represent these landlords. He is seen first. They don't touch nobody else's cases till they touch all his cases. And every last one of his cases are sent out into the hallway to sit and talk with him. When we went outside in the hallway to talk about the 112 Old Road Street, I sat down to Mr. Mooney, to his face, and I told him, you're a crook. You know these people don't own this house. You had the nerve to get up here and come in court with me. I'm not paying them any money. I'm not giving them any money. And I want 30 to 45 days to move out. I said, and if you don't, I'm going back in the courtroom and I'm going to tell everything that y'all be doing. He said, hold on, I'll be right back. Mr. Mooney went inside the courtroom, took them papers, came back out, had me sign it. I never seen that he put like $20-some thousand worth of back rent on there. How? These people don't own the house. I'm leaving out the house. Why would y'all do that? The only thing that paper was supposed to say was for 30 days. And when I went to go get help from Arm & Arm, they told me no, because that eviction notice was for $27,000. So they didn't help me. So while I had my kidney removed on November 6th, I went back to work on November 9th against my will. And I hustled up the money between me and my kids, and we got the money to move in here. Mind you, $2,200 rent, prorated an extra $800 because I moved in on the 22nd, and in a month and a half security. For one person. One person. And this is what I do every time, because to stop and go to court and do all that, it takes money out of my kids' mouth. Tell me how that don't add up for me. I just say forget it. I paid to move in here, and this is how I've been living. I try my best. When I moved out of Hillcrest, 350 Hillcrest is the house that I caught cancer from. There was 3 feet of water in the basement for 2 years. I was sick the whole 2 years. Allegedly, I caught cancer from there. We'll keep saying allegedly. I'll just keep dropping that throughout the video. I rented from a friend. House was in foreclosure. I agreed to get it out of foreclosure so that I can purchase the home. Got the money so that the house was out of foreclosure. They came back and wanted the house. Took me through eviction court. Drugged me and my kids through the mud on social media. We was filthy. We were dirty. My kids went through mental illness. I had to take them through counseling. I had to go through counseling. I had to be on antibiotics to clean my system out from that house. And then the city did not help me. I called them and they would not come out and help me. Once the eviction was done, they was like, we couldn't help you. So that's the first house, 350 Hillcrest. Then it's 112 Old Rose, and now I'm here at 67 and a half Bellevue Avenue. Still going through the same thing I've been going. And that's my story.